We'll take a couple of questions from the floor at the end, but just very quickly, obviously we are particularly fortunate to have the captain of the West Indies here this evening. He's been here for the week training with Shane, and in return he's offered to come and do this evening, and we've made a video and that sort of thing earlier with Fish, so we're particularly fortunate for a club of our position and standing to have a current international captain. Is an absolutely great achievement for all involved, and very welcome here, Kraigg. We'll pass the mic between us, but just very quickly, we'll start with, you've obviously got a test series coming up. It's been a while since you've played some test cricket. Last tests were in Australia, which were January time, so obviously you've been here training. How's that been going?
Well, thanks for having me, everyone. Well, training has been going really good. We had some good weather last week, so obviously very thankful for that. I would have heard Shane done the pitches for last week, so the pitches were good, so that was good reports, for Shane. But preparation is going well. Just pretty much here a bit earlier, just acclimatizing before the series. So yeah, it's been good.
The last test cricket you played was in Australia, which was remarkable. Only a 2-test series, but you came away with a draw, which I think it must be probably one of your proudest moments as captain of the West Indies, would it be? Australia, probably the strongest side in the world. You didn't go there as fancied at all, and you came away with a draw, which was absolutely stunning. The quality of cricket was absolutely fantastic. And you unearthed another fast bowler, in true tradition of West Indies cricket. So as a captain, you must be been particularly pleased with that.
Yeah, I was very, very, very proud of the team. Obviously going before, obviously a young team as well, and many didn't expect, which is understandable. But, we had a plan. The first test didn't go as, we would like. But, the second, we played extremely well. And it's a good stepping stone for us, it shows that we have, because you always have the talent, is to believe, that we can do the job and be consistent. And, beating Australia in Australia, it shows that we could beat anyone, obviously once we do the right things, but you just can't do the right thing just once. So that's history, that test match is gone. We have 3 coming up here in England, and then, 4 more for the year. So we use positives from that game, which is important for us, but we don't dwell on it too much. And I think once we do that, we'll be in good stead for the future. I think the bowling attack we have is very, very good bowling attack, and we have some quality batters as well. But the key is consistency for us, and and show it, because obviously the world loves West Indies cricket. So we just gotta go there and make West Indies proud and make the world proud. Because back in the day, obviously West Indies was a phenomenal team, for over 10 years. So the world would love to see it. And we could do it, but we just gotta keep working hard. Every time, every month of the year. It doesn't just happen once. Like in January. January is gone. That's history. Gotta start right over again.
You touched briefly on the strength of West Indies cricket, or the tradition of West Indies cricket, and Barbados has been at the forefront of that. There's some of the younger guys weren't here. You start with Weeks, Walcott, you get to Desmond Haynes, Greenwich, Malcolm Marshall, all these guys. Was that what influenced you? Was that what got you into the game? What just seeing these superstars playing and the West Indies as being a force in world cricket at the time?
Well, what probably got me playing cricket at a young age, and obviously this is 5-6 years old, is obviously my dad. Seeing him play, because at that time I would recall watching the West Indies. So going to his games and stuff, I would have gotten the love. But as I got a little older, which is 8-9 years old, seeing Curtly Ambrose, seeing Brian Lara, because that's where it really started, when I started watching cricket. Seeing those guys play, waking up early on mornings and late at night to watch them play in Australia and stuff. It was a lot of motivation. Obviously as I got older, things changed for me, batting wise and stuff. I started to obviously bat a little bit slower. Because because I mean, it was an example batting with Shane. You know, when I was probably, I think we were about 12 or 13 years old, just about that. And we wanted to declare, so we obviously me and Shane opened the batting. And we probably made like 130 and declare, but I made 110 and Doug probably made like 15 or 20 runs. So, you know, so pretty much after that then is when, you know, it took its, Shannon Paul was really one of my role models at that time. And, you know, I started to take my time, you know, I didn't have the shots like other guys, to be honest. I wasn't naturally talented like that. And, you know, I worked hard, you know, I understood what was hard work from my coach at my school. Shane went to school with me as well. And, but yeah, I would say that, you know, all the history, because the school I went to had a few test cricketers as well. Actually, you know, Frank Royal went there as well. And they were my motivation. You know, they were my motivation for sure.
There's a couple of good pointers there for the kids that still about the focus on hard work. And the previous topic we just touched on about not stopping when you think you've done well. You've got to keep learning, keep practicing, keep driving yourself forward. Because you never actually are better than the game, are you? So you're always learning. So if we look forward to the summer ahead then, Bazball. He's just said, don't ask me, we've got a plan for Bazball. But I mean, you talked about the game has moved forward, hasn't it? When you test cricket from when we were watching it, and it was, you know, the Chandrapals and people who were grinding out big hundreds, and the game has changed dramatically. You've obviously been playing through that period, and you're going to, first time you've played England for a while now, who have probably pushed the boundaries on a little bit further, even more so now with Bazball. Do you think it's good for the game because of the entertainment level, or do you think it's detracting a little bit from the traditions of 5-day cricket?
No, I think it's great for the game. You know, obviously people want to say sometimes Test cricket is them, but obviously that's not true. Especially England and in Australia and India, you know, these people still love Test cricket. But what England is doing is phenomenal. It's phenomenal to watch, and they're winning Test matches. And the key, whenever you're playing a Test match, is to win it. So I think they're doing a phenomenal job. You know, when obviously the head coach and the captain, you know, change, especially, you know, you see this, you know, they you know, how they go about playing the Test cricket is amazing to see, and, you know, I truly look forward to the series.
I think that traditionally the role of captain of the West Indies has been a very difficult one because of island politics. We just touched on it earlier this evening about, you know, are Barbados still regarded as the best island in the Caribbean, and you know, the sort of look you got was there's still quite a lot of inter-island politics that get involved, and obviously your role as captain, does that make that difficult for you, or are you happy with the way, you know, the side is following your lead and you're taking control of the playing side of it and you're not getting involved in all that? Because it must be quite difficult. I've captained a side when I was at Warwickshire, and I didn't do it very well because I couldn't deal with what happened off the field. Dealing with on the field stuff is actually, you know, is what you're bred to do, isn't it? But do you have to get involved with the off field stuff?
No, I don't have to get involved, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, we have a team. I think right now the Test team is a quite youthful team, a lot of younger guys and stuff. And even for the past, you know, 5 years, we generally always had, you know, younger guys, and the Test team is quite well gelled together. And, you know, I always look forward to the tours. You know, we have a good time to prepare, you know, for the series, which is good. Obviously climatized, because obviously the weather here is, you know, that's where it's most challenging, I would say. Obviously we're not accustomed to, you know, gloomy in the sun and gloomy in the day. We're pretty much sunny all day. So, you know, that's always, you know, take some time to get accustomed to. So, but I'm here early. So, you know, I look forward to, and obviously a few young guys never probably played in England before. So, you know, me as a leader, you know, I like to lead from the front. And, you know, I will pretty much do that and just have, you know, a lot of dialogue with the players. But yeah, I don't get involved on that side. I mean, my job is pretty much when we get out there to lead the guys and to do great things.
this might be Jimmy Anderson's last series. Obviously, phenomenal cricketer, but do you want him to play? Is he past his best? Or do you think that he's still got it in him? So, in other words, what do you think of the England attack and who's going to play?
Not sure, to be honest. Not really sure. Guess I have to wait and see. But no, I think Jimmy is still quality, and especially here in England as well. You know, juke ball on his services here with, you know, a bit of overhead. He'll still be Jimmy, to be honest.
Is it the Dukes? Did you get a choice
it,
of ball?
If I had a choice of ball as a batter, I'd choose Kookaburra. But obviously, we want to get wickets as well. So I think Juke tends to do a bit more throughout the day, not just like Kookaburra will do some with the new ball. As it gets older, it doesn't do as much. But I find Juke's holds up really well, and they tend to get movement throughout the day. You know, some days you may not get movement, but generally, the Jukes are good. You know, good for Test cricket, because you know, just like the batters want to do well, the bowlers have to do well as well. So yeah, Juke ball is very good.
So,
do you get a choice as a visiting captain, or do you get a say on which ball's going to be used, or is that purely from the ECB?
Well, that will be from wherever the series is playing, that home board.
yeah.
Because we use Jukes as well. Obviously, probably a different quality to. But I think Test cricket, wherever the home territory uses, they will use it. Because I think in India they use SG. Australia's Kookaburra. So then, yeah. So pretty. All we have to do is choose in front of the box which one we want to get.
Without getting too controversial, obviously we touched on the quality that the Caribbean is still producing as a level of cricketer, individual cricketer. But there's been quite a sort of talent drain over the years as well. Coming to the UK, coming to play county cricket, dual nationalities, people transferring allegiance. Do you feel that, what's your view of the people who are leaving the Caribbean to come and have a career here? Do you wish they'd stayed, or do you accept that the fact that, you know, guys are coming over here because it's their career and it's their livelihoods? Because there's a lot of very good cricketers who have, you know, left the Caribbean. Some might say for career, some might say for money, whatever it may be. But obviously it is a talent drain on the Caribbean, and you guys are still producing world-class cricketers, but you think of the amount of talent that's left. Do you resent them in any way, or resent that they have the ability to come over here?
Nah, not at all. I don't resent. You know, every individual has to do what's best for them, and I see no problem in guys, you know, not going abroad to, you know, obviously, you know, it's a business, so obviously you're looking to make some funds as well. So no problems. And we have a lot of talent in the Caribbean. You know, we have a lot of talent, and it just, you know, important for us to continue to build on our structure for this talent. But no problem at all if guys going abroad and, you know, trying to make a great career for themselves. You know, it's always great to see, and the ones obviously that stay, is important for us, you know, to work extremely hard and let to do as just as good as whoever is playing, you know, in world cricket.
Okay, well, we'll if anyone's got some questions, we'll take them. But just moving on, I had a quick peek at your stats today, and you've scored. The only major Test playing nation you've not scored 100 against is India. But to have a full set is a hell of an achievement, and shows the longevity and quality of your career. But do you have career highlights? Do you have times or innings or moments that you can look back on, or you look back on particularly, that you think, I was right in the zone, or that's, you know, that was my favourite innings, or anything like that?
Yeah, I have a few for sure. I mean, pretty much all of my Test hundreds were amazing, you know, because it's always a superb feeling to score a Test 100. Playing here at Yorkshire's ground, maybe won the Test match. And Sheho obviously got double, you know, centuries both innings. I got 96 in the second innings, so unfortunate. That was very, very amazing. for me and for us as a group, because coming to England, you know, obviously we were beaten badly in the pink ball test here in Birmingham, and obviously pretty much written off for the second test, and to go there and battle it how we did, because England fought back into the game nicely, and we had 300 and something runs to win in the second inning. So for us to go there and obviously I started, you know, getting a 90 yard, that was pretty amazing. 100 against South Africa in 2014 when they were number one. That was amazing for me. That game drew though. 100 against Australia, we didn't win that game though. So may not be up there, but in terms of the feat, you know, to score 100 against, you know, Australia, for me that was very amazing. But I mean, there's a few more, but for sure the one in England, you know, was up there, because always challenging to score runs in England and to do it and to win the test match, you know, that was very good.
Any of the youngsters got any questions? Yeah, go on, far away.
Would you consider yourself the best player in the West Indies Test cricket team?
What's the proudest match you played as captain?
Proudest game I've played, the test match when we won against Australia in January. Yeah, that was one. That was a memorable one for sure.
About Shamar Joseph and the upcoming generation, what do you reckon of them and how will it help the West Indian cricket side?
Well, it would give the team a lot of confidence, you know, if we continue to produce performances like what he did, you know, getting those wickets in the last innings. It would be great for our cricket, and it will give inspiration for younger guys, you know, to want to aspire to play and do well for West Indies and make the region proud. So we want more performances like that.
How did you used to train when you were about our age?
Good question.
What's your age?
Like 13, 14.
13, 14. All right. When I went to primary school, which is really primary school at 11, so it's a bit different. We pretty much fun. It's fun, you know. You go and play, you practice, you hit balls and stuff. When I went to secondary school when I was like about 11, 12, one thing for me, when we were, because we always have to do like fitness before we start to like bat and stuff. And for me, I always had motivation and a determination. So for instance, if you have to run like 3 laps, or sometimes we run circuits like through the school, you know, run around come back. Sometimes the coach leaves us running because he was big on fitness, and I would have learned about hard work from him. For me, I always used to want to finish first. And obviously I was a bit of an athlete, so it was pretty much easy to down those boys a bit slow. But I always had a motivation to want to finish first. When we were stretching, I am studying stretching, but that's one thing the coach must commend the coach, with Mr. Roddy Aswick. But it's not talking or anything in the stretches. Pay attention to what you're doing. So that discipline for me, obviously then you bat, you know, you do drills, whatever it may be. But for me, it's not making sport when you come and part of me, I'm a bit different, funny enough, at 13. But you know, I was very strict on those stuff. Not making sport and obviously listening to your coaches and stuff is important. Everyone has talent. Everyone will come to practice and do what the coach says. But those little things is what counts. That was what made you different, you know?
I think
you've got to want to be the best you can be. You've got to push yourself to the limit. You've got to train hard. You've got to listen to the coaches. You've got to go that little bit further. That's the bottom line. You've also got to have a little bit of luck to make it. We were talking previously. I mean, I was fortunate when I played that I nearly got sacked twice, but ended up having a career for 16 years. Things just happened and sort of fell into place because I kept working, I kept striving, I kept trying to be a better player. And people don't get to the top without talent, but mostly without hard work and determination. You've got to have some of everything, you know, but nobody gets there without that level of hard work and commitment.
Who's the toughest bowler you've ever faced?
But there's a
We never
few.
played, did we?
Well,
Bit of filthy off spin.
there are a few, to be honest. Jimmy Anderson is up there. I mean, there's a lot of names they could call, to be honest. There's a few good quality bowlers, but you know, Jimmy Anderson is one. It's one for sure.
Kaiso? Laura Bada?
Who's your idol?
My idol right now is my son, but growing up, it was Brian Lara, no doubt. Brian Lara watching him was magical. So Brian Lara for sure, and then as I got a little older, it was like Shivna and Sean Paul.
Go on.
Who's your favourite batsman?
It just Lara.
Right now?
Right now, Babar, Mohammed Babar, for sure. Not Mohammed, sorry. Babar Azam, sorry. Babar Azam. Favorite shot? My favorite shot, I probably can't even get clear. It's probably a cover drive. But the shot I may be best at maybe like a cut shot. Yeah.
What's your favourite batter to play with?
I'll say Shane Dorich.
Really? Rubbish.
I'm 9 years old and I play for under 10s. How do I approach the next 4 years?
The next 4 years? All right. Do you enjoy playing cricket? So you love it? Okay, so that's where it starts. Are you disobedient at home or school? Okay, that's another positive. Once you continue to love the sport, obviously at this age, you're young. So, just enjoy. Are you a batsman or a bowler? Good. So what you have to do, whenever you're batting, obviously the key is to watch the ball as long as possible and hit it as hard as possible. That's all you have to do. Nothing else you have to think about. Because if you miss the ball, you're out. And if you don't hit it good, obviously you won't get runs. So that's important for you. As you get older, obviously fitness really comes in. You got to be fit. You got to be able to run, 2 laps or 3 laps around the field without blowing too hard. Because to bat long, you need to be fit to be able to concentrate for long periods. But for now, you just have to enjoy it. Be obedient at home. Be obedient to your coaches. Do what you have to do. As you get older, 11, 12, make sure you stay fit. Continue working hard. But you have to be different. So whether it's in the warm-up, you're not talking, you're focusing on your stretches, whether it's running and trying to finish first, whether it's when you go to bat, aiming not to get out. In one particular, it means a lot of things we could talk about. But for me right now, it's just for you to just enjoy it. That's the main thing for you. Enjoy it, and then you'll improve as you go on.
Who's your favorite teammate?
Yeah.
I don't all. I don't have a favorite teammate. I like all my teammates.
We got another one?
Go on.
What's your favourite member of the team?
He's captain, he can't have favourites. No favourites for the captain. Yeah.
What's the best ball you've ever faced?
Ball.
Yeah.
When's that?
You mean like I got out to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think none of them were good balls. It just wasn't good enough. That's all.
It's usually you yourself that gets out. Don't give credit to the bowlers. Be determined to improve so that you can play the ball that pitches leg and hits the top of off. Work it out and improve. Obviously, you've got a major role within West Indies cricket. Now, you can't carry on forever, much as we'd all love to carry on playing. Shane has recently hung up his international boots and he's been over here for a few years and he's trying to get involved with coaching, and he's doing a fantastic job. I think all the youngsters here, everybody in the club would agree that Shane's been absolutely brilliant for us coming over here. Will you stay in the game beyond you playing?
Yeah, for sure. I'll stay in. I like to, because obviously you play a lot of cricket and you understand, and obviously have the love for the game. So for sure, I will stay in it. It's just in what capacity, but for sure I'll pretty much enjoy, coaching younger guys as well. I mean, yeah, I'll stay in the game for sure.
There's obviously the game is leaning towards franchises and IPL. You obviously as a Test captain and as I like to say a thoroughbred cricketer, we firmly believe and we want to keep Test cricket for what it is, which is the pinnacle and test of a cricketer's ability. But obviously there's a role for every type of game here. But is IPL or the franchise stuff and the T20, is that getting too big? Is it squeezing it out? And we're obviously going. It's in the Olympics. It's going to America. It's going all over the world. Do you think we can keep Test cricket going?
Yeah, for sure we can. I will. Test cricket is unique. Everyone will be able to play, or at least everyone will be able to do well in Test cricket. The obviously all the franchises and stuff are good. But I think once the cricketing nations, and England it will never lose its power. Australia will never, India will never. I believe in West Indies it will never as well. Obviously smaller nations, it's where the respective board just gotta make sure similar. But I don't believe it would ever die, to be honest. Test cricket is, you got to be tough to play, and it's different to watching a T20 game. Obviously it's longer. It's way longer. But I believe the strong boards, especially around the world, they love Test cricket still. West Indies still love Test cricket. Everyone puts pride on that, and so no, I don't think Test cricket will ever die.
Some of our guys managed to get over to Barbados recently. Did you hear the whisper about Dangerous, who was on tour? Did you hear about Dangerous being on tour? Oh. We'll take two more questions from the floor. I'm very conscious that Craigg's, his time is very precious at the moment. He's got his family here. We've been incredibly lucky to have him. And he is going to be around the club for tomorrow, I think, as well, doing some more training and that sort of thing, maybe back again in the summer. But I'm conscious that his time is very precious. He is preparing for a Test series here, so we'll just take a couple more questions from the floor.
Kraigg, hi. Are these muscles still big enough for the Test series?
Nah.
Not much.
You talked about how difficult it is to get used to the conditions when touring, and it's very rare for a touring team to win a series. Do you think anything should change? Should the touring team get to choose whether to bat or bowl, or get rid of the coin toss, something like that?
Nah, I don't think so. I never give thought into that, to be honest, because we never did that in the Caribbean. Yeah, so that's something you really got to think about, to be honest. I never thought about it, so I guess so I'd probably say no, but if I think about it, it may change, so I'm not sure.
I think there's still the joy of Test cricket is that you play in different countries, you play under different environments, different circumstances, and with different cricket balls and different pitches. And I think if you try and negate that by giving touring side the choice or something like that probably detracts from the game itself, and probably detracts from the, you know, if you know you're going to go to India or Pakistan or wherever it may be, or come to England, and it's going to be samey sort of cricket, then that's going to detract from the game itself, I think. Wiggers?
Who's the best player spinning in the Caribbean?
In the Caribbean.
Did Shane ask you that?
Well, technically, right, I can not be biased now because Shane isn't playing right now, right? But you know, there are a few good players of Spain. Shane Darch is up there for sure. Obviously not myself. Shamrock Hatmar is quite good. We have a number of guys, but for sure what I've seen, being seriously, I mean Shane Darch is probably one of our better players of Spain. No doubt.
John?
Yeah. Of all the grounds that you played at, which was the best in terms of atmosphere?
You played the test. You played the Super. You played Birmingham. You got Lords first.
You can phone a friend if you like.
To be honest, right, it could really be Birmingham. We lost the game, but I remember they went to back because I think we followed on. So I was in the first innings. I was out already, and I was in the pavilion sitting. So then when we got bowled out, we were sent back in. So then when I went out, it was because of the daylight game, and we went to bat under the lights, and the noise was, yeah, I could say Birmingham. It was for sure one of the noisiest, you know, on that particular day for sure.
Okay. As I say, very conscious that we're taking the precious time here. Just like I say, a huge thank you to Kraigg for using the club and in giving us the time as members and youngsters and what have you to come and listen to him. He's also very generously going to give us some test match tickets that we will do a blackout behind the bar for to help raise a few pennies for the club. So I'd just like to say on behalf of everybody, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. Thank you for your time. It is an honour to have a current captain here. If any of the youngsters want a photo, get now because his time is precious.